My cheating husband demanded a paternity test, and now our marriage is falling apart. So, I'm a 24F and my husband is 31 meters. We've got 3 kids together. Our boys are mini versions of him, dark skin, dark eyes, dark hair. But our daughter? Nah, she looks exactly like my great-grandparents, pale, blonde, green eyes. From the moment he saw her, my husband was convinced she couldn't be his and demanded a paternity test. I refused at first cause it felt humiliating. I've never cheated on him and thought he should trust me. But he didn't, and for the first 2 months of our daughter's life, he made everything miserable. He wouldn't hold her, even when she was screaming her head off while I was busy. He never got up at night to help, didn't lift a finger, and it stung cause he was so different with our boys. He was always there for me after they were born. But this time, I was on my own. I've got no family here, and there's no friends here either, so it was just me and her. And she's colicky, so it was a nightmare doing everything alone, plus taking care of our boys. I finally caved and did the paternity test after his family came over for my son's birthday. They ignored me, wouldn't include my daughter in family photos. It was awful. I realized waiting for them to come around was pointless. The paternity test came back positive. Everyone was shocked and guilty for doubting me. They all apologized. My husband cried holding our daughter for the first time, and I forgave him because I knew he was sincere. But his family? I can't forgive them. They treated me horribly, insulted me just days after I gave. Here's the kicker, during this whole ordeal, I found out my husband had been cheating on me. He tried to justify his doubts about our daughter by projecting his own guilt onto me. He knows I don't want his family near us or our kids, and he's told them that. So, it's been just the 5 of us for the last 3 months, but it's not as great as I hoped. My husband's always apologizing and crying whenever he holds our daughter, and I'm over it. I want things back to how they were before. He suggested couples therapy. Can therapy really help us move on? Any advice? Update 1. Hey everyone, thanks for all the support and advice. Things have been pretty intense since my original post. We started couples therapy, and it's been a mixed bag. The therapist is great, but it's hard to dig into all these painful feelings, especially with everything that's happened. First off, the cheating. My husband has been trying really hard to make amends, but it's tough to rebuild trust. Therapy has helped us communicate better, but I still feel this huge wall between us. Every time he holds our daughter and apologizes, I just feel this deep sadness and anger. It's like he's trying so hard to be better now, but the damage is done. His family is still a sore spot. They've been reaching out, trying to apologize and make amends, but I'm not ready to face them. They caused so much pain and stress during a time when I needed support the most. I've told my husband that I need more time. On a more positive note, my daughter is thriving. She's growing fast and starting to show her own little personality, which has been a bright spot in all of this. My boys are also doing well, and they love their little sister. Seeing them together gives me hope and reminds me of what's really important. Overall, therapy has given us some tools to work through our issues, but it's a long road ahead. I'm still not sure if we can get back to where we were before, but I'm willing to try. It's going to take a lot of patience and effort from both of us. I'll keep you all updated as we continue this journey. Thanks again for all the kind words and encouragement, it really means a lot. Update 2. Hey everyone, here's another update. Thanks again for all the support, it's been really helpful to read your comments and advice. So, things have been progressing, but it's still a roller coaster. Therapy is continuing, and while it's been beneficial, it's also bringing up a lot of buried emotions. We've been tackling the trust issues head on, and it's been draining. I'm learning to express my feelings more openly, which is new for me, but it's also helping. One major development is that we decided to have a serious talk with his family. My husband wanted to mend fences, and I agreed to give it a shot, but on my terms. We had a sit-down meeting where I laid everything out: how hurt I was, how they abandoned me, and how difficult they made those first few months. It was incredibly emotional, but I think it was necessary. They apologized again, and while I'm still not ready to fully forgive, it felt good to get my feelings out in the open. My husband has been consistent in his efforts to rebuild our trust. He's been more involved with the kids and more supportive overall. He's also cut off all contact with the person he cheated with, which was a non-negotiable for me. It's still hard to fully let go of the betrayal, but seeing him put in the work helps. There's been a noticeable change in our home atmosphere. It's lighter, and we're starting to have more good days than bad. My daughter's colic has eased up, and she's sleeping better, which means I'm sleeping better too. The boys are happy and thriving, and seeing all three kids together brings me a lot of joy. Despite the progress, I still have moments where the anger and hurt bubble up. Therapy has been crucial in those times, giving me strategies to cope and communicate better. My husband and I are both committed to this process, and I think that's what's keeping us afloat. We're not out of the woods yet, but we're moving in the right direction. I'm cautiously optimistic about our future. Thanks again for all your advice and support. It's made a big difference in our journey. I'll keep you all posted as things continue to evolve. Update 3. Hey everyone, back with another update. Thanks again for all your encouragement and support. It's been a real lifeline through all of this. So, more progress to report, but also some bumps in the road. Therapy is still ongoing, and while it's tough, it's helping us peel back the layers of hurt and mistrust. We're slowly rebuilding, but it's a painstaking process. The big news is that I finally let my husband's family come over for a visit. It was a small, tentative step, but I thought it was necessary for our healing. They were on their best behavior, super apologetic, and genuinely seemed to want to make amends. It wasn't easy for me, and I kept my guard up, but I could see they were trying. We're taking it one step at a time, no rushing things. My husband has been a rock through all this, even though I know he's struggling too. He's more attentive and involved than ever, and we've been making an effort to spend quality time together, just the two of us. Date nights at home after the kids are in bed have become our thing, and it's been nice reconnecting on that level. One major breakthrough in therapy was addressing the root cause of his cheating. It wasn't easy to hear, but understanding why it happened has helped me start to process it. He's been working on his own issues and insecurities, and I can see him growing from it. It doesn't excuse what he did, but it gives me hope that we can prevent it from happening again. As for me, I've been focusing on self-care and finding my own support network. I've joined a couple of local mom groups and even started seeing a therapist on my own. Having someone to talk to about my feelings, separate from our couples therapy, has been incredibly helpful. The kids are doing great. My daughter is hitting all her milestones and is an absolute joy. My boys are thriving and are really protective of their little sister. Watching them together reminds me why all this effort is worth it. We still have tough days, and sometimes I wonder if we'll ever truly get back to where we were. But we're making progress, and that's what matters. I'm learning to take things day by day and appreciate the small victories. Thank you all again for your support and advice. It's been a roller coaster, but knowing there are people out there rooting for us has made it a bit easier. Like and subscribe for more stories.